Guys, welcome back to the Ready for More podcast. I am actually on vacation now, but I did still try to stay consistent. So I got my steps in, I loaded up on protein at breakfast. I took occasional walks every hour or so. So I still try to be consistent. I didn't try to make it perfect, but I did try to stay consistent. And now, here we are recording the pod.
Remotely.
Remotely, yeah, it had to be done. Yeah, editors are like, yeah, when is that pod? When are you guys going to record that pod? So, yeah. All right, so today, we're going to be talking about the three things that kill consistency, and we're going to give you guys three ways to fix these things that kill your consistency.
These pitfalls.
Yes, pitfalls, yeah. But before we do anything, guys, if you guys have been enjoying the podcast, please consider subscribing. Make sure you like and share it with anybody you think that's going to like anything like that, because that really encourages us to put more stuff like that out here. All right, so Mark, the first problem most times I see is relying on motivation. You know, everybody has a plan until, you've heard that before, until they get punched in the face. That's right. So, a fresh start, high energy, big intentions. But when motivation stops, they just like, oh man, everything is like the air has been just removed,
I feel like it's deflating, right? So you can come in real hot and you expend a lot, you come in too hot, and then you walk away from it feeling deflated. I couldn't meet my expectations, I couldn't meet my goals. I think relying on motivation many times can lead to this. I don't want to steal our thunder and give the solution away too soon, but yes, I agree. This is something I have seen.
Yes, all the time, especially, early in the year where everybody has the big goals. It's like, I'm going to do it this year. This year's the year. Yes, you have good intentions, but if you don't have that, the system in place to get to where you want to go, most likely motivation will always win. Win, right? Motivation will always win?
No, the motivation will lose.
Motivation will lose. Yes, motivation will lose. Yes.
Motivation will lose because if you're relying on your feelings and your best day to see yourself through to the finish line, it's not going to hold up. Life's going to happen. Something's going to happen with your kids and you're going to have to go in this direction, or your work or family, whatever it is. Something's going to pull you in another direction and you're going to lose steam.
Yeah, so one of the fixes would be you build a minimum standard for yourself. So if your normal standard at work is I go 5 days a week, but you say, okay, well, my minimum standard would be, say, 2 days. That's something literally you could just do in your sleep. So definitely I could get 2 days in the week. If you get 3 or 4, that is extra. That is this icing on the cake, if you will. So that's one flaw you could set for yourself. So you just keep that momentum going, as opposed to just going in gung-ho 5 days a week, knowing full well that is not a possibility.
Right, and we've been talking a lot about capacity, which is becoming a buzzword for us. But if you set that bar for yourself and that's capacity you can sustain, then you're going to end up with the ability for more capacity, right? You'll end up with the capacity for another training day, or to add more onto one workout day. Whatever it is, you'll end up being able to do more as long as you're meeting the minimum standard that you're talking about.
Yeah, for me on vacation, I went in like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to get 10,000 steps every day. On day one of my vacation, that just didn't happen. Then I kind of readjusted. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna get at least 5,000, but the way I kind of really make sure I at least get close to my 5,000, as soon as I wake up, I do 30-minute walk. Usually that is about 3,000 steps right there. So that is the kind of baseline I set for myself. And I put a system in, and that system is, as soon as I wake up, take a 30-minute walk on the beach.
Yeah. Look, rain or shine, Idi, for me, some days get pretty crazy with clients or, the kids or whatever, both. And I wake up, guaranteed, I do my mobility work, I'll do animal flow, and I'll get some swings in and maybe one lift. That is my bare minimum, even on the craziest days, and I don't fall beneath that, and that keeps me moving forward.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so let's get into problem number 2. People program only for the perfect weeks, which we all know that is not a thing. especially if you're living in New York where we are, where I mean everything is just always helter-skelter for you. You have kids, so nothing is ever perfect. So everybody just programs for a perfect week. I mean, so you would think, okay, well, I'm gonna sleep perfect. I mean, there's gonna be no business travel, with no stress at work. No, your kids are not gonna fall sick. School changes and stuff like that. You have to go in with a mindset that stuff will happen. Stuff will happen. Nothing is perfect, and
No,
you're
and
a good testament to that.
so I was going to say, not only that, but I think about how my coach saved me from myself when I was going to become a dad. So I've been working on my own fitness goal towards a challenge. And previously I was saying how, I can train 4 days a week. I can train 5 days a week. I have the capacity for it. And I was going to become a dad. So then my coach, Karen Smith, said, well, we're going to scale back on your training. You're going to do 3 days a week. I'm going to program 3 days a week for you. And we're going to see how you handle that, because life is about to happen. Your capacity is going to shift, and we need to plan for that. So I, myself, a younger me, is grateful to my coach for saying, hey, life's about to take a turn. We need to pivot our training to reflect that, so that we keep moving towards the target and don't get discouraged or miss the target altogether.
And yes, and that is the fix. That is the fix for actually
I stole your
thinking.
thunder. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's a good transition. So yeah, so we program for a perfect week, which we know that's not a thing. So as Mark was saying, you design your program for your real life. So his coach actually saved him from himself, because if he didn't have a coach, I mean, he would still be probably just spinning his wheels. So something like, if you normally, again, when you're younger, you had longer sessions, just say, okay, you have like 3 or 4 30-minute sessions. You don't necessarily have to go in the morning. If you normally go in the morning, okay, well, morning, my kids, got sick. I had to take them to the hospital or whatever. Maybe you could take 30 minutes at lunch, just 30 minutes at lunch. Do not think of having a full hour. It is okay. If you travel, you just have some sort of movement. Don't think of the gym. It's okay if you don't go to the gym. Just implement your steps, like I said earlier. And just simple things like that. So you don't just start just spinning your wheels and just start thinking worst case scenario, oh my God, I'm a failure. You're not a failure. Just set that, just create a schedule so you could fulfill your goal. So problem number 3, it is an all or nothing approach. And we usually see that earlier in the year. I'm gonna eat like crap all year round. January comes in, I'm gonna start eating chicken breast and broccoli. That is not how you should go. You should just change one thing. Just try to improve one thing. If you could stick with that one thing, I'm jumping ahead, but yeah, the all or nothing approach. Do you see that often?
Yeah, I look at it as a seesaw, right? So you have bad habits, then good habits, and then bad habits and good habits. I'm going to cheat on the weekend. I'm going to do good on these days. Then I'm going to do bad on these days. And you never really wind up gaining much ground. It becomes this war of attrition of you trying to outgood the bad that you do, which, again, I think is a very discouraging approach long term.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So the fix for that, a couple of fixes for that is stop asking yourself, did I do everything perfect today? Because none of us do anything perfect today. I have said before, just think of improving 1% every day. You mightn't see it that day itself, but that 1%, it does add up. So just don't think of going to it thinking, okay, well, did I do, something perfect today? Start asking yourself, did I keep my identity alive? So did I just improve that 1% to just keep that identity alive?
So there's a lot of good stuff there. I want to expand on 2 things you said. So there's the identity portion, and then there's the 1% better portion, which is a great time to plug 2 books. So you have The Compound Effect, and then you have Atomic Habits. So as per the compound effect, the more you do something, the more it's going to compound over time. The more the effects of it will compound over time. So if you're doing 1% today and you keep doing 1%, it's going to add up to something. And then before you know it, you're going to have a whole big something. So instead of the seesaw that I mentioned before, do the thing, do the thing, do the thing. It adds up. Then you can do more of the thing coming back to capacity. It will add over time, and you're going to surprise yourself with that 1% better what it compounds to over time. The other thing is, and I meant to talk to you about this because this is a book that I read not that long ago, but Atomic Habits. And have you heard of it?
I have, yes.
And so they talk about identity in the book, and somebody who does something, or you shift your perspective over time. As you keep doing something, you start seeing yourself as the type of person to do something. So if you show up consistently in the gym, you're more likely to see yourself as somebody who shows up consistently in the gym, and then that becomes part of your identity. The hardest part is making the habit out of it, right? So you're consistent. You do the 1% today. I showed up on Monday, did 1%, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, on and on it goes. Over time, now you're doing 2%, 3%, 25%, and it's become ingrained in who you are. At that point, you're on autopilot doing the thing. Sorry, that was my big expansion on what you were saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the 1% rule. Just think of the 1% rule. Nothing is going to be perfect. Just start stacking. Just start stacking. Just think of it like a Lego, okay? You have like all these pieces on the ground. It looks like nothing, but just think of you stacking, and then eventually you're going to see that dinosaur. You're going to see that whatever ship or whatever you're building.
Yeah, it compounds over time.
Yeah, it compounds over time. All right, so the takeaway, guys, consistency is a capacity skill. It's not about being all fired up, gung-ho, and then eventually just fizzling out. Just go for the 1%. Going.
You know, and again, I really like what you said about identity. Let it become part of your identity. As you do the thing, don't obsess over results. The results will come. The results will come, but as this becomes part of your identity and you do the thing and you get better at the thing and you can do more of the thing, the results will come. Allow yourself to be a beginner at something, work your way up, allow the effects to compound, and you're going to surprise yourself with where you end up.
Absolutely. All right, guys, so that is it for the podcast. If you did enjoy this podcast, again, please consider subscribing, like the podcast, and definitely share it with somebody you think and we all have these friends that they always just start gung-ho and they just fizzle out and they're like, yeah, man, I'm going to do it again this year. Please share it with somebody you like. And if you're not sure where you're at strength-wise, the strength audit is coming. Make sure you go down, click that link. It's like 15 questions. Immediately, you're going to get the answer of where you're at strength-wise. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, guys, the most important thing is figuring out what your starting point is, because once you know what that is, you have your way to work forward from. You have your way to figure out your capacity for what you can currently do to chart a path forward to figuring out where you want to go.
Alrighty, guys. So till we meet again, Mark, I'll see you back in New York.
All right. Until then, everybody,
all right,
stay
guys,
strong.
Stay strong.